Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Abeer's Book Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing this book, Underworld by Graham Hancock, The Mysterious Origins of Civilization. So that is basically what this book talks about. It is about the origins of civilization on Earth. Uh, so, what is the content of this book? It is basically sort of like a travelogue by Graham Hancock, where he goes to a lot of different places, a lot of different countries, a lot of different cities, and he explores some of the forgotten cities or some of the ancient cities of those places, and then he writes about them after doing further research. But instead of thinking of it like uh, a book on archaeology or a book on history, it's really just a great piece of nonfiction. It does not specifically align with with any genre in particular, and that is because the book goes over a vast array of things when talking about ancient civilizations. It not only takes into account historical evidence, it talks about archaeological evidence, and it also talks about some of the scientific evidence, such as the floods, which are mentioned in some texts, and the terrain of a particular region around around a specific time, and it really gives you a new perspective because most of the time we just tend to think of the Greeks as one of the ancient civilizations, or maybe in some cases the people from India, which was the Mohenjo-daro civilization or the Indus Valley civilization. But this book actually talks about civilizations apart from those two, such as the ones in Malta, the ones in Japan, the ones in Taiwan, in China, in the Middle East, even. And it really is a very thought provoking book because apart from just saying that according to such and such archaeological evidence and such history papers, there used to be some civilization at this place. The book does not do that. It goes into more detail on the civilization itself. What were the people like? How did they dress? What did they eat? What was their culture? What was their religion, their traditions, their day to day lives, their city planning, even? Everything is taken into account, and that is one of the primary reasons this book is so big. It's about 600 or 700 pages long. I'm not sure of the exact number, but it is a really amazing book. And unlike some of the other sort of longer format books, it does not get very boring. The book, sort of remains entertaining throughout. You don't feel like giving up on it. And another really good thing about the book, which I appreciate even the author for doing, is that he actually ventured out into the places himself, as I mentioned at the beginning. So it's like a travelogue. He actually went to the Mohenjo-daro civilization. He actually went to some of these South Indian civilizations and explored them, explored the places, talked to the native people about sort of what the folk tales are regarding the place. And he also talks to the specific scholars of that place, the people who are involved with these kinds of things, digging up old historical pieces of evidence, historical sites, archaeological sites. He talks to a lot of people and he goes to a lot of places. And this book is just a collection of that. And that is something which I'm sure people will enjoy for a change, because most of the time, books about history and archaeology are just based off of some research papers, some publishings, some findings. It's not a lot where you get to see the author actually venturing out into the places and doing some of the field work himself. It is absolutely amazing. One of the best pieces of non-fiction, one of the best pieces of non-fiction that I've read in a while. And I would recommend it to everyone, people who even have the slightest interest in non-fiction and want to learn something about society and ancient cultures and religions and the people. They should really pick up on this book because it is absolutely amazing. That is all I have to say about this. Graham Hancock, again, an amazing author. And before reading this book, I actually saw a few of his podcasts and interviews, and that's where I got to learn about this book. And I recommend that if you don't want to look at the book, at least go listen to an interview or go listen to a podcast that he has done. He talks amazingly about ancient civilizations and histories, and it's really interesting, it's really deep, and it's really thought provoking. So, if you have even the slightest interest in stuff like that, check out Graham Hancock and his work. So, yeah, that's basically it about the book review. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.